Nah, but seriously though, whose idea was it to wear those orange Tampa jerseys? The same orange Tampa jerseys we hadn't won a game in since 2009. What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advance Sports Talk. All right, so first off, I'm sorry for yelling, but I can't abide unintelligent decisions. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man, no, but welcome back to another episode of Advanced Sports Talk. Primetime recap. All right, so we are going to go over the primetime games of Week 15, starting with the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, I already covered this on Buck Dynasty, but we're gonna go through it again. The Atlanta Falcons defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 29-28. Everything was in hand for the Buccaneers, despite Kyle Pitts having the best first half of his career. Actually the best game of his career. Not even the best game of the season. The best game of his career. He hadn't even put up numbers like this in a single game during his rookie season. And yeah. But yeah, everything was going the Bucs' way. They was executing on offense. The penalties, the penalties was going in their favor. It's those are really the only two things. If offense executing, penalties going in your favor, defense making stops. Come on now. We generated 3 turnovers. One of them we got. The second one, I don't know. I wish they had showed more angles so that we could see exactly how the Buccaneers lost that fumble, didn't recover that fumble. So yeah, and the third one, that was just that was just a miracle that they managed to get that back after Cousins fumbled the ball. But if we force Kirk Cousins to fumble 3 times, then we should have won that game. But nevertheless, the results are the results. When you keep trash around, it starts to stink. The defense did their thing. They shut the Falcons out in the first and third quarter, and they came back to score 15 unanswered points. So, yeah, we decided to what happened? Yeah, we decided to just take the foot off the gas. After Chris Godwin got that touchdown at the top of the fourth quarter, that was it. And of course, getting in those third and long situations and Baker Mayfield taking a sack at the worst time, not utilizing your check downs, keeping keeping the running back in for max protect instead of allowing for him to go out, therefore giving you an option to dump the ball off to. But instead, you got everybody running 15, 20-yard out routes, and the pressure is too much. So, not a good showing offensively. But nevertheless, what was it? Kirk Cousins, 30 for 44, 373 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, 19 for 34, 277 yards passing, 2 touchdowns through 1 interception. A bad interception too. Yeah, Bijan Robinson, 93 yards carrying. 93 yards rushing. I said carrying. One touchdown, one fumble. The aforementioned fumble that I mentioned earlier. And let's see. Yeah, Kyle Pitts had 166 yards receiving off of 11 catches and 3 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson had 8 receptions for 82 yards in addition to the 93 yards that he had rushing. Who was this? David Sills. Yeah, Sills, the tight end. 6 receptions for 78 yards. And Darnell Mooney, 3 receptions for 35 yards. Yeah, that's crazy. Hold on, am I saying this right? Zane Gonzalez. The one field goal that he had again in the game is what he is the game. It was the field goal that did it for us. Man, that's crazy. Mike Evans. It looked like he was gonna try to attempt to make the record, but he would have to get like 250 yards per game passing. Judging by his performance in this game, he might have done it. He could have done it. But yeah, 6 receptions for 132 yards. Emeka Ibuka, 4 receptions for 64 yards. Also, Jalen McMillan, 2 receptions for 38 yards. This was both Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan's first game back after being injured. Well, McMillan was injured in the preseason, and Mike Evans got injured early on in like week 3, week 4. And then he came back and got hurt again. He was out for another 4 or 5 weeks. And yeah, that was torture. But in that instance, we discovered Tez Johnson. Well, I should say Tez and Cameron Johnson. Johnson and Johnson, no Diddy. Yeah. Then of course Ibuka was still healthy. Chris Godwin came back a couple weeks ago, so yeah, there's that. But nevertheless, Falcons edged out the victory. They edged out the victory 29-28. And Mike Evans was not a happy camper about that. He was like, yo, my first game back and they did this. But see, the real fault lies with whoever decided to wear those tangerine orange jerseys in a must-win game. We haven't won a game. We hadn't won a game in those jerseys, in those home jerseys, since 2009. And even the headline said, well, we broke that losing streak this year or earlier this year in the 2025 season. But those were the away jerseys. Those were the white jerseys. We never wore those. They look hard though. I need to get me one. All right, next, we're moving on to the Minnesota Vikings versus the Dallas Cowboys. And man, this was a back and forth game up until a certain point. It was 17-17 in halftime, and then the Vikings just ran away with the game in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Jalen Naylor had a passing touchdown, and Will Richard had a field goal. So yeah, J.J. McCarthy was 15 for 24, 250 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dak Prescott was 23 for 38, 294 yards passing. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Let's see. Javonte Williams had 91 yards carrying. They did it again. 91 yards rushing. CeeDee Lamb had 6 catches for 111 yards. Let's see. What did George Pickens do? Oh, hold up. TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison both had 66 yards apiece, while Justin Jefferson had 2 receptions for 22 yards. Man, oh man. Let's see. Jameson Williams. What did George Pickens do? George Pickens had 3 receptions for 33 yards. So, okay, all right. So they didn't outwork him this week. All right. So Nevertheless, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Dallas Cowboys 34-26. And last but not least, we're going to move on to the Miami Dolphins versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know usually I said when usually all three primetime games, is usually a story between the teams that's participating. But yeah, this time I don't see any clear-cut connections. But yeah, aside from we face Miami in a couple weeks. But yeah, we got Miami Dolphins versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers beat the Dolphins 28-15. And yeah. Oh, hold up. Look at Darren Waller. 7 receptions for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay. All right. This is the one game where it looks like Devon A-Chain didn't get out the gate. Let's see. Tua Tagovailoa, 22 for 28, 253 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, 23 for 27, 224 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And you know what? I'm seeing this thing that Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers matches the competition that he's playing against. Because the number of times that I have read Aaron Rodgers' stats, and he's had almost identical stats to the quarterback that he was playing against, is ridiculous. But yeah. Kenny Gainwell had 80 yards carrying. 80 yards rushing. DK Metcalf, 3 out of 3 receptions for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. Steelers beat the Dolphins 28-15. And the Dolphins have made the decision to bench Tua Tagovailoa for the rest of the year. Hold on. So they benched Tua to start their rookie, Quinn Ewers, and not Zach Wilson. I was wondering where Zach Wilson ended up. Yeah, he's a backup in Miami. But yeah, they benched Tua to start Quinn Ewers, which kind of makes sense. You want to see what what you're getting with your rookie. You want your rookie to get some NFL reps. I believe that they have been eliminated. Hold on, let me go to the. All right, there it is. AFC. Yeah, they were mathematically eliminated because the Bills and the Patriots are way too far ahead. There's no way that they're gonna catch them. So, yeah. So they're starting Quinn Ewers as their rookie going forward. I hope he doesn't figure out the NFL before we play him. But no, nevertheless, okay, that's it for the primetime games. What did you think? Did you enjoy this week's primetime games? Or were they a little lackluster? I don't need to ask you what you think about the Buccaneers, because I've heard it all weekend, the whole weekend. All right, but nevertheless, put your comments in the comment section down below. We're gonna chop it up and start this conversation. My name is Advance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.